Hi, crafty friends. I'm Tina, the creative guru with Gems, Paper, Scissors, and we are on the right hand side of our week 5 of the 52-week project for 2026. So hang on, I am adding so many photos to this layout. It is designed to have 3 photos, and we are going from 3 to, let's see here, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 photos probably on this one layout, on this one page of this one layout. And I love my flip flops, and we are really going to put this to work for us today. I am using our Stampin' Up! 3x4 flip flaps, and I have several already pulled and ready to rock and roll. Okay, I've got the top and a couple of side ones all ready to go. I also have cut 12 inches of our linen thread and tied it into a sloppy bow. And I even have my journaling done for this project. Amazing, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and start getting all of this attached. The first one is to attach the 1E and then 1F. And I like using my Stampin' Seal Plus tape runner. That is my go-to scrapbooking adhesive. So it goes on super fast, super smooth, and it lasts. As you may recall, my scrapbooks are kept in my office, and my office is surrounded by windows and has 0 temperature regulation ability. So the fact that I can go ahead and keep my albums year after year after year without any real issue is saying something. Okay. And my E and F, and then it says to start attaching my prepared photo mats with the photos. And because I am playing so much with the photos, I did not prepare them yet. Okay. So what I am going to do is, I know that in this sample I have the 3, and we're going to start with this one, sort of. So I know that this is going to ultimately flip up, and this is where most of my shots are going to be. So I know I want this photo on the bottom, so on this mat. And then before we attach this down, I know it's going to go really close to about there. But now I need to figure out all of my other photos. Okay. So I am going to reverse engineer this. We saw a river seal in the water that day. So that was super fun and cool. And I want that fairly close in our lineup. So we just slide those into the pocket. They'll go like that. And then I am going to add the next two photos, also on the tilt up. So I know, let's see here. I am going to flip that like that. It's the double check and triple check the direction of your photos, because I have attached these, and although you can pull them out, we can, but it's just much simpler to do it correctly before you attach everything down. So that's what I am doing. Okay, so I know that I want that there, and so that will attach just like so. So it'll be a 1 and a 2 all stored right here. Okay, so to get that to all line up, I am going to start with the base and add my tape runner. And normally I go the lengthwise, and I kind of am, but I am, because there's so many moving parts to this, I am getting a very proactive, yeah, I like that word, proactive on my adhesive. So let's line those two photos up so that it's all nicely framed. Tip that, and then remove the flip-flap backing for the first one. Just like so, and make sure it stays in alignment. And again, I can always shift it if I need to, like slide the photos up a little or up or down. But let's face it, if we can do it once, all the better, right? So we're gonna line that up, and there we go. And then, and I go really slow on this sometimes because there's just so many moving pieces, right? And I want everything beautifully lined up like that. Then we're going to flip that up and peel this one off. And again, we're going to line up these photos and then attach the flip-flop to the one below it. So now this will secure down just like this. Okay. And I think I still messed it up. Imagine that. Because I really wanted this one here. I feel like it's a little more dynamic. So after all of that effort, I am still going to slide them out and trade places. Sometimes I get it all done just right, and this was not that time. Okay. Okay, let's see if I've got it right this time. Okay, there's there and there. Perfect. Okay, so that is going to be down first. And we have some little tabby aspects over there. And we have this little journaling piece. So we're going to add those later. And then, so we're going to move on to the next one over, which is, I am going to do these 3 photos. I want that one on top and then these 2 behind. Okay, so again, I'm going to attach that down. And obviously, you are welcome to change the playback speed on this so that it is something that makes you happy. Okay. Now, this is going to have to, because it's going to be over like this, I am going to need this flip flap to flip this way. So, zoop, zoop. There we go. We'll get those lined into the pocket. As far over as they go, fold that down. And because this is going to be attached on the opposite side, just need to line that up. Remove my backing after I get my adhesive down. Like so. And as you can see, this is very sticky. This is solid quality adhesive, folks. So take the time to do it as best as you can. I'm going to do that right about, let's see here. I think I want to do it right about here. I don't want to block off too much of this photo. Ah, that one's upside down. I'm telling you, I'm batting 1,000 today. I am feeling a lot better than I have been, but my brain is still not 100%, folks. So there is that. There. And as I get them all in, you see that I do, because mistakes happen, apparently a lot more tonight than typical, I go on ahead and verify all my photos are facing the direction I really want. Okay, I will be adding a whole bunch of layers there. And now for the final photo cluster, I am really adding a whole bunch of photos to this. And it's not going to make the page that much thicker, but when I do install it into my album tomorrow, I will take the time to add some spine extenders. Okay. So, and again, this is not going up or down, so that will go there. I am going to be like that to flip this way. We'll see if this time I actually get it without having to move the photos. It is an adventure. And this is the final layout for January's photos, activities, what have you, but not the final let's do it right about there. There we go. So that will be how the flip flaps are closed. This is not the final layout of March, obviously. It's not even the final layout of this workshop kit, okay? But some weeks, some months we have 5 weeks, and some months we have fewer. So over the 52 weeks, we will be balanced, and we will finish on time. Amazingly, but we will. Okay, now let's see here. It says not to use on the right side of 1H, probably because they're going to be tucking things, but guess what? We're going to be cutting those things, so it is all good. Okay, we're going to start up here, and I am going to grab that bundle. There's a little navigation star, and here it is. I have another cut paste. So these two will get attached like so. And I am going to just lightly mark on the back side of this, so I know I want my adhesive on the inside of that. Because this is going to be getting a workout. I'm not kidding. With this being as a pole, more or less, I want that to really be solid. And this is supposed to be higher up, but I'm not blocking that mountain. And I really want this to signal that we're pulling up, like so. So again, I am going to turn this and roughly mark where I want my adhesive. Okay. If I was not using flip flaps, I would attach this using some dimensionals to really get it to lift off of that scrapbook page. And I overran my tape runner, and that's fine. I can trim off, rub off, or in this case, you see I'm just tucking it behind all of that excess adhesive. And that's just going to give that much more attachment. It's going to make it hang on just that much more. Just like so. So this will lift off to indicate opening these flaps. Okay. So there is the first cluster. Now I'm going to attach my journaling. And this I am going to lay flat because honestly, with all the flip flaps, I have enough visual texture. We're just going to tuck this in quite nicely between these two batches of photos. And then we are down to this cluster. This is a lot right here, okay? And although it's a lot, it's going to be a lot of fun as well. Now I'm going to use this to lift this tab over. Okay. So be prepared for this to kind of change directions down here. And possibly, let's see here. Let's take a look ahead. I have that tab. None there. I have a second pull tab kind of an item that's in blue. It's used there. But I think I am going to change that out. And I'm going to use one of this one as a backing. Like that. And then on the other side, use this blue one and butt them up against each other so there's no sticky. And I can make a little bit of notes because just looking at those, you might not know what they mean. And the blue looks really good here. So I am repurposing and moving that around, and I will create something else for layout 3. Okay, and then this has some little chevrons. And so we're going to, they say to tuck them in. I think I can, just like so. And then that'll overlay a little bit. So that'll look good. So let's add some adhesive there. But you see how I'm literally just building this from kind of sideways. I'm looking at the example, but then I'm making adjustments as needed. So that takes care of this whole section. Now we're going to take care of that whole big batch, which has a lot. Okay. It has this one tucked in, but I'm going to trim it. It has this little bow down here. It has a sticker. And then some more dies. So this will overlay a little bit down here, but that's going to end up getting cut or not. I might actually just put it like that and then let it tuck because it doesn't look bad that way, but then it does finish off there. So let's go ahead and run with that concept. And then this will go underneath there, and then that sticker. And then that goes further past. And then this arrow is supposed to have a sticker that goes there. So let's go ahead and start playing with this. Okay, I know that goes there. And shoop. Okay. So let's get these in, knowing I am going to do some cutting. So let's do that for adhesive. And then, okay. We'll do that. Nope, turn that around. Do that. See if I got any adhesive that far over. I did not. Let's add a little more. Okay. There we go. A little bit past there. So let's go ahead and trim off this tip using our snips. Like so. That piece can go away. Then we're going to slightly, just barely tuck that in. Like so. And then this one, we're going to attach, but cut. Okay? So what I mean is I am cutting right here. I made my little marker. I am going to attach this with my tape runner. Just like so. Which is great because it's pointed to the doggos. Kind of wish I'd pulled that a little further, but that's okay. In fact, I'm going to. And then I'm going to trim off this extra. Like so. And just a little more adhesive because that's not very sticky, but I've already placed it. So let's grab our little liquid glue and add a drop there. Smush that down just a little. Clean that up. And this will dry clear and fine. And then this section, let's grab a dimensional or two. So that it will sit at about the same height. Just like so. And we're gonna butt that up with, because we don't want that to be adversely affected by flipping that open. So there's that. And then now we get to open this. And that's open. Let's add our Adventure Great Outdoors label. And I have run out of tape runner in this particular one. So we're going to pop this open, set our empty aside because I like to see how many packages of adhesive I go through each month because it's just one of my little ponders. Open up the refill, line it up with our two little pegs here and here. Close our case and we are ready to go. Just like so. Smooth and clear. Okay, so we're going to leave part of the words out with just a little border like this. Let's see if we can line that a little closer to this upper photo. There we go. Just like that. And now the next piece is this, which will give me another little journal data entry kind of a thing. If I choose, which I will, because all of this information just may not seem interesting right now, but I will be grateful that I have it in the future. And then I am going to just kind of add some adhesive there to lock down this bow. And it's okay, it's going to be sticky there because remember, I still have this sticker and that sticker to place and some journaling there. So time is precious, waste it wisely goes here. I am going to dust this with my anti-static powder to get rid of all of the stickum because I want to raise this up with some dimensionals. Like so. Really nice little non-sticky sticker. Grab my sheet of dimensionals. Get several of these down. I don't need one in the middle because that's already pretty lifted up with the little bow knot. So that will help give some support there. There we go. And I chose the dogs and my daughter to be here because this is where the sticker that says love belongs. And I truly love my family and I love these moments so much. Let's raise this up just a wee bit because, yeah. There we go. There we go. That's all. Let's see if I can get that little ribbon to go further down. There we go. There. So the bow's adding some extra visual texture. Now we have love. And we're going to put it on this side. That flip-flaps nicely. Just like so. There we go. So join me tomorrow as we work through the process of getting all of this into my album, because that's a lot of cutting and we still want the page protected and safe and secure while still being movable and interactive. Until next time, keep on crafting and find your joy. Bye for now.